Hello to you all today. Finally out finding some time to ride the bobber. Hopefully I'm not yelling too much into this mic. This helmet's not the best air sealed, so it's a little loud inside of here. But anyway, bump. So, I have just had, this is the very last day of my vacation. I had last week off from work, and it's been a while since I've taken a full week off. Been quite a while, actually. And so yeah, I'm sort of enjoying this last sunny day out for as long as it lasts. It's supposed to get some rain later today, but hopefully it holds off long enough for a nice ride. So one of the things I tried to do while I was out, a bit of a staycation, is catch back up on some hobbies that I haven't done in a while. And there are plenty that I do regularly, but you know, I haven't done fun stuff in a while. I've just been too busy, and by the time I get off work, I just don't really feel like it. So, in part of that, I'm going to have a discussion about hobbies in general. There seems to be this bit of a thought process that if you have hobbies, you have too much free time on your hands. Motorcycles, fishing, I do a lot of 3D printing, I do some stuff on my mini lathe, 3D design, just, you know, all kinds of stuff. I have plenty of hobbies to hold me over. I work on clocks sometimes, lots of stuff like that. And one of the comments that people will always say is, well, you must have a lot of free time on your hands, which really isn't true at all. I don't have that much free time on my hands. I do have the benefit of, I'll say benefit, that's a bad word to put it because kids are great, but I do have the situation where I don't have kids, so I don't really have that responsibility to take care of in my free time. Not putting that down, I think kids are awesome, and parents who have the free time, obviously that's more important. But the point I'm getting to is, you know, this thought process that hobbies are a waste of time, or if you have hobbies, well, you must have too much free time on your hands, and I find that a bit silly. I love my job, I love what I do. I'm an engineer, if you were wondering, but software engineer, work in research and development. But anyway, that's irrelevant to this conversation. I love my job, I love what I do, but there's also a very real value to separating my brain from that work for a while. And, you know, I love motorcycles. If you're watching this channel, there's a good chance you might also be into motorcycles or Triumphs or whatever. I mean, there's probably why you're here. I am, you know, this is the nicest bike I've had. I really appreciate this thing. And I appreciate the time I get to spend doing upgrades to it. I like fiddling with it and working on it as much as I do riding. I also, you know, like I said, I work on cuckoo clocks. I work on electronic design stuff. Have an electric motorcycle as another one, just to fiddle around with the concept and play with it. I believe if you're going to have discussion about something, you should have at least a little bit of familiarity with it. So anyway, yeah, and so I guess my whole message of this whole thing is, what is your opinion on having a hobby? Does that mean you don't work enough? Because that's the sentiment I run into a lot. Well, you know, if you have a hobby, you must not be putting all of your time and effort into your work, because that's the most important thing ever. Your work is important. I work very hard. I also feel the need to benefit from the work that I put in really hard, and that benefit comes in either form of hobbies or, more importantly, spending time with my wife. So this past week that I've had off, I've had some time to do some fishing with my wife. Not a lot. We didn't really catch anything. Had hooked something really nice, but lost it. I was fishing off of a dock and got wrapped up in it. And after that, trying to get her into it a bit more. We were playing around with making our own lures, researching that, 3D printing molds, and then making our own lures and whatnot. And we were having a lot of fun with that. And it was a good way for us to spend time together while still enjoying something separate from both of our jobs. She's a teacher, and she's in her summer months right now and gets a little bit of time from that. She was still doing a lot of work stuff on and off. But anyway, so that's sort of where I'm at on that. So I don't know. What's your thought process? How do you approach things like hobbies? Do you consider people who do hobbies a waste of time? I would consider motorcycling a hobby, one that I very much enjoy. Some people go beyond that. They consider it very much a lifestyle. And anyway, I'm just curious as to what other people's thoughts on this whole thing is. I very much think that I learn a lot from my hobbies, and maybe that adds some value too. If I'm not learning something new that I can make use of, I kind of find that a bummer. But some hobbies, like the fishing and all that I was doing this past week with my wife, that's purely for enjoyment. That wasn't really a whole lot for a learning process or anything like that. So anyway, I'm curious where everybody else stands on that. This is not really this is sort of an off-the-cuff, informal, kind of out there video, but I thought I'd throw it out there. So anyway, y'all take care.